Hi, welcome to Delicious and Light. I'm Dina D'Ambrosi, and tonight we bake. We're having some friends come over after dinner tonight to sit by a fire. It's a very cold night tonight, and we're going to sit outside by a fire, have some hot apple cider, and I'm going to make some dark cherry bars. So this is a super easy recipe, and I've really lightened it up. And the nice thing about this recipe is you can also swap it out. We're using dark pitted cherries today, but you can do this with apples, you can do it with peaches, anything that you want, so you could use seasonal fruit. So all you want to do is, I preheated the oven to 350 degrees. I have a bag of dark cherries that have been pitted, and I defrosted them, and I'm just going to put them in a food processor. And so we're going to make like a cherry preserve, a natural homemade cherry preserve. And you just want to pulse this or start it just until they're kind of chunky. So you don't want to puree it, but you want to get them where they're nicely chopped. If you don't have a food processor, you can even chop these on your own. And what we're going to do is just put that in a saucepan. Get a little spatula out. So just put that in your saucepan. Alright, so we got the cherries in there, and we removed the big pot of iced tea. And we're just going to get rid of that. And then what you want to do is take quarter cup, and you'll find on deliciouslight.com, you're going to see that it's a quarter cup of Chambord. Turns out I have no Chambord and I'm not running out, so I'm just going to use a quarter cup of brandy. If you're someone who doesn't like to cook with alcohol, you could just do a quarter cup of water, but I like that little kick, and we're going to be sitting by the fire tonight, and that brandy flavor is going to taste really nice. To that you want to add a quarter cup of cornstarch. Seems like a lot of cornstarch, but the idea is that you really want to thicken this up. And we're going to stir this in, and the reason why I stir the brandy and the cornstarch together is because the cornstarch can seize up. If you turn on the heat and add cornstarch to something hot, it seizes up, so you don't want to do that. And then to the cherries, the other thing I want to add is a quarter cup of sugar. Just take a quarter cup of sugar, put it in here. Turn on the stove top to a medium low. We're going to add the liquid, and you're going to find that once this starts to get hot and boil, it's going to get real stiff real soon, quickly, which is exactly what we want. Let me get a spoon and just stir this in. So I don't know if you could get a view of this, but we're just stirring this in, and we're going to cook this just for a few minutes on a medium to medium low heat. It's going to get bubbly and very thick. So I'm just going to continue to cook this for a couple minutes, and I'll show you what it's like when it's done. Alright, so this is pretty much ready. I've been cooking it for, I would say, about 5 to 7 minutes. And you'll know because it'll get bubbly and it'll get really thick. So it's almost like a preserve that you're cooking here. It's just a real quick preserve. So just let that sit on the side and let it cool. And then what you want to do is take a half a cup of low-fat, low-calorie butter spread and just melt it in the microwave. Depends on the microwave. This one will take about 20 seconds. Other microwaves might take a half a minute, 30 seconds, 45 seconds. I know that won't take very long. In the meantime, I'm going to come over here, and I have a cup of quick cooking oatmeal that I'm going to put in here. I'm going to add to that a cup of flour. So we're basically making the bottom crust and the top topping. Beautiful. And our butter spread is probably done. Let me grab that. We're all melted here. I'm just going to set that aside for a second. And then with this, you want to add 2 cups of, 2/3 cup, not 2 cups, 2/3 cup of brown sugar. One and 2. Little pinch of salt, just a teeny bit. 1/4 teaspoon, so a real small bit, of baking soda, and a teaspoon of cinnamon. Now, if you're doing an apple filling, you may want to do cinnamon and nutmeg, or if you're doing a pumpkin filling, you may want to do pumpkin pie spice. But today we're doing cherry, so I'm just adding a little bit of cinnamon for a teeny bit of extra flavor. But it really doesn't need much more than that. And I'm just going to stir this around real quick. Just get that nicely mixed. Just to get it started. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook and like us, as well as go to our website, deliciouslight.com. And if you enter in your email address, you'll get notifications when a new video comes up, so you can follow us there. It's getting to be close to Thanksgiving, so I'm going to have a lot of Thanksgiving recipes. Some are long-time standing family traditional recipes, and I just lighten them up. And some of them are a little bit on the newer side. So just add the melted butter to the dry mixture and stir it until it gets crumbly. Just like that. I want to dig in right now. I love these crumb toppings. I have this streusel topping that doesn't include oatmeal in it, but it's the same kind of idea. It's nice and crumbly, and it's just so good. This works so well with fruit. All right, we're good to go on that. So, just put that over here for a second. You want to get a 9x9 baking oven safe baking dish, and you want to grease that, spray it with cooking spray, like that. And then you want to take about half your mixture. Let's get a spoon. Take about half your mixture, put it on the bottom, and the other half you want to save for the top. So just press down with your fingers like that. Make a nice bottom crust. You know what this sort of reminds me of is one of my favorite cookies, or Linzer tarts, and the reason why is they have the jelly in the middle. This is kind of like that as well. And then you just take your filling. Get a spatula on this. Don't worry that it's not cooled completely. It's going to go in the oven anyway. Just pour your dark cherry filling or your apple filling. I got to do another segment. We'll do a nice pumpkin filling on this for Thanksgiving. It'll be delicious. Just put that on top, spread that around. You can smell the little bit of brandy in there. It smells so good. And then I just take my fingers, sprinkle a little on top, try to get it all covered. And this is such an easy recipe, and it comes out so good. People love it. I love no fuss, easy recipes that are consistently good. There's not a lot that can go wrong here. Just press that down a little bit. And we're going to bake that in the oven for 45 to 50 minutes. So let's see, oven is preheated. Just going to put that in, set the timer. We'll check that for 45 minutes, and I'll check back with you then. All right, so this baked for 45 minutes. I set it out to cool for a few minutes so that I could cut it up and try it. And it's all ready to go for company. So we're just going to cut little squares in here. Let's just get a piece out so we could try this. It smells wonderful. And see how it goes. Oh, it's still pretty hot too. The more it cools, the stiffer it will get. Delicious. In fact, you could even put a little dollop of whipped cream with it, but it's absolutely fantastic. Hey, if you like what you see, check us out on deliciouslight.com. Also, if you're involved in a charitable organization, nonprofit, youth team group, sports group, or anything like that, we are Apex Leadership Company in Northern Virginia. So if you live in Northern Virginia and involved in any charitable organization, get in touch with us. Maybe we could help you fundraise. In the meantime, enjoy, and I'll catch you next time.